Well, this evening I'm on my third whiskey from the flight that I started a while ago, a couple hours ago almost. And the first one was Jim Beam Black. And after doing the Jim Beam Black, I had a Bal Blair 02. Now, this one here is a special treat, which was sent to me generously by Whiskey Scout. It is a Longrow. Now, I've never had a Longrow before on camera. And this is a non-age statement at 46% alcohol by volume. It's a Peated Campbelltown single malt Scotch Whisky. Now, Campbelltown is known for producing the... don't you hate when that happens? You know the name of the thing, but it just eludes you. I think Glen Scotia's from Campbelltown, and the other one would be, don't you know, it's stupid. I have a bottle of it right here. There it is. See the name on that one? Springbank. That's the one. Campbelltown is known for producing the whiskey called Springbank. But Longrow is the peated version of the Springbank. So, I haven't had this before. Oh, here comes little bits of wax, sealing wax coming off of there. And I had some in my glass the last time, just because it likes to break off of the bottle when you're opening it. So what I'll do is I'll just put this sealing wax into the candle and let it burn up. Hopefully I don't get any in my mouth this time. Not that I'm criticizing or anything, it's just, I'm kind of sloppy with these things. Okay, here we go. Longrow. Non-age statement at 46% alcohol by volume. I don't know much more about it except that here's a picture of what I think this stuff looks like. Okay. Let's start with some nosing. Oh, that is an interesting take on peat. It's not as strong a peat as you'd get from Islay. It's a more subtle peat. It's more like, the only thing I can compare it to is it's like the same style of peat as a Lecheg. Or it's like taking a Springbank and turning up the peat a couple of notches. But it's not as strong a peat as you get from Islay. On the nose, I kind of like this already. It has some if this makes any sense, it's a more herbal kind of peat than you'd get from, say, like a Lagavulin or a Lefroy, or even a Ardbeg. It's more herbal. It's more, if I can describe it as being a thinner tar than the thickness of the tar from Islay. Mostly what I'm getting is tar and sort of a fruity herbal peat. I'm not getting much else. I'm imagining once again that this is ex-bourbon matured, but it's non-age statement. There might be a bit of something else in there. If it's it might be some sherry too. It's a non-age statement. Who knows if it's colored? Probably not, seeing as that in Campbelltown they usually do things quite naturally. And they tend to shy away from that mass production style of making whiskey. They do everything the old fashioned way, so why would they chill filter and why would they color the whiskey? It's nice and peated. I like that. I'm not getting any subtle nuances or complexity besides that. Maybe my experience on the palate will prove different. And maybe a little bit of something fruity coming up the left side. Maybe if I do half speed nosing and see what happens. I'm getting a little bit of a clay plasticine kind of note. Along with the more herbal style of peat. I think I'll give it a taste and see what I get. Interesting. It's a sweeter style of peated whiskey. I don't know if that's because of what the whiskey what I don't know what's being contributed by the still. I don't know what's being contributed by the wood of the barrels that they used to mature it in. And I don't know what's being contributed by the stills, by the peat. There's something a bit nutty about it too, which would suggest that there's some sherry cask involved. Maybe not much, but there's some. I think this would take a larger sample or a whole bottle to really appreciate everything about it. At first, it seems to be, like a Springbank with the peat turned up a couple of notches. But as I keep nosing it after I've tasted it, there seems to be something more going on here. I'm getting a bit of a tobacco thing too. Tobacco and maybe even a bit of leather, which is interesting. That sort of plasticine clay kind of thing is there again. A bit of citrus too, like lemons, grapefruits. Now that the peat's moving aside, or now that I'm more accustomed to the peat, I'm beginning to pick up things that are hidden underneath it. Mm. Mm. Very interesting. A sweeter style of peat than you'd get from Isla. It's more herbal, more. It really fills the mouth. It really coats, and there's some citrus involved, or what resembles citrus, lemon and grapefruit. Tiny little bit of orange, maybe too. It is definitely an interesting little curiosity, this Longrow. It's a major pity that I can't get Longrow here. I've never seen it on the shelf anywhere. Oh, by the way, this is what the bottle looks like, I think. Right about here. I think Longrow has just gained another fan. So let's see what our little cheers device will say to that. I don't know what that was, but it's probably just as good as Slanchava.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.